What's up guys? Welcome to another video of Game of Thrones. In this video we are going to talk about the first episode of Season 8. This video contains some major spoiler of Season 8. So if you don't want to be spoiled, now is the time to pause this video. And all the curious Game of Thrones fans, you are at the right place. So let's begin. The first episode of Season 8 starts with Jon, Daenerys, Tyrion, Davos, the Hound, Missandei, Varys and Theon arriving at Winterfell. Davos remarks that it has gotten much darker and colder since he has left with Jon, and Arya are first reunited. Daenerys meets with Sansa and Sansa asks her whether she and Jon are in love. Daenerys doesn't give a proper response to that. Sansa doesn't seem too pleased with Jon returning to Winterfell and Daenerys' presence. Jon notices this and chats with her. She mentions about Littlefinger's death and how he has always betrayed them right under their nose. She adds it is plain stupid to work together with Cersei Lannister. The Hound and Arya also have a conversation with each other. Arya tells the Hound that she didn't regret to leave him behind without killing him off. The Hound says she should have had killed him off, especially the things he have seen beyond the wall. In the next scene we see Euron Greyjoy arrives back in King's Landing with the Golden Company. Cersei Lannister meets up with him and the commanders-in-chief of the Golden Company in the throne room. Cersei thanks Euron for having the sellswords shipped to King's Landing. Cersei orders the commander-in-chief to take Storm's End, and to have the army gathered in the fortress. Robert Baratheon once told her that the fortress has stood for many centuries, and she is sure that it will stand during the long night as well. Since there is no Baratheon holding the fortress, it will be easier for them to take it for themselves. They will need to protect themselves during the long night as well. Later that night, Euron Greyjoy is about to have sex with Cersei Lannister. Euron jokes that she won't miss her brother after she finds out what he can give her. Cersei's face says enough. She isn't too pleased with Euron Greyjoy with her bed. The following morning Euron leaves with his sheep, the Silence, to ferry the sellswords to Storm's End, to take the fortress. After he comes back he tells Cersei he wants to be her king. Inside the Silence Euron has a conversation with Yara Greyjoy. Yara tells him that she knows he isn't interested in being Cersei's pet. Euron laughs and tells her his good friends from Braavos will take care of that very soon. If you want to know about Euron's plan for Queen Cersei, we have made a video on that. The link is in the description. In the next scene we see Daenerys, Jon, Sansa, Tyrion, Davos, Missandei, Sam, Varys, the Northerner Lords and the Knights of Vale gather in the Great Hall of Winterfell. Robin and Jon Royce are also present in this scene. Sam reunites with Jon and the two share a hug. Jon tells Sam he's glad to have him back. The Northerner aren't too pleased to accept Daenerys as their queen. Daenerys defends herself very well, but she doesn't get the support of the North just yet. Lyanna Mormont tells Daenerys Targaryen that she will never call her Your Grace, because she only knows one king and that's Jon Snow, the king in the north. Then the group discusses how they will defend the north against the Night King's army. Jon Snow tells Robin it's wise to bring the Arryn into the fold and to lure the Night King in there. Robin doesn't really seem to care and accepts Jon's proposal. After the scene Theon Greyjoy visits Bran Stark in the Godswood of Winterfell. He immediately apologizes to Bran for everything he has done against House Stark, but Bran tells him there's no need for that. He knows that Theon has redeemed himself by saving her sister Sansa. He has seen how much he has suffered at the hands of Ramsay Bolton. Theon asks how he knows all of this, but Bran doesn't respond to that. In the next scene we see Arya and Brienne are training, and Jon is impressed by his sister's fighting skills. Arya mentions that she has never forgotten to stick her enemies with a pointy end. The next scene is in Volantis. Lady Melisandre enters the Red Temple. She is again welcomed by Kinvara. Melisandre tells Kinvara that she has played her part in the Great War to come. She has united ice and fire. She has served King Jon Snow, the prince who was promised, and brought him back to life. Kinvara tells Melisandre that she has served the god well, but she also made a lot of mistakes where she needs to pay for. Kinvara tells Melisandre that their god demands one more sacrifice, which requires her to return north. Melisandre answers that she isn't allowed to enter north. Kinvara smiles and tells that she could benefit from her punishment then. After this we see Jaime Lannister at an inn, where he meets up with Bronn. Jaime is surprised to see Bronn and asks him why he followed him. Bronn answers him there is nothing left for him in the stinking city. He is up for some adventure in the north. Jaime is glad to have Bronn next to his side. Bronn asks Jaime why he has left the woman he loves the most, but Jaime doesn't fully respond to his question. Bronn then asks what he is planning to do, now he has left King's Landing. Jaime tells Bronn he is on his way to River Run, to bring the garrisoned Lannister army back to the fold. Bronn asks him why he would give up the castle he has been occupying. Jaime answers what purpose that would have. What does he gain with that? For all he cares, Ed Muir can have River Run back. In the last scene of episode 1, Gendry and Tormund arrive at Winterfell. Jon asks Sansa why Bran didn't join the meeting in the Great Hall and even didn't come to speak him. Sansa tells Jon Bran has changed a lot and call himself the Three-Eyed Raven. She tells Jon not to expect much of a conversation with him. Samwell comes in between and tells Jon there is something he and Bran urgently needs to tell him. Bran first sees Jon in the Godswood. When he is looking into the past, Jon mentions that he has encountered a ward beyond the wall. Sam tells Jon Bran is much more than a ward. He is the Three-Eyed Raven now. The two inform Jon about his parentage, which Jon doesn't seem to believe at first. Bran tells Jon he knows everything about him. He saw him beyond the wall, surrounded by free folk. He saw him fighting at Hardhome against the Night King and he saw how he was stabbed to death by his own men. Jon can't really believe that he is a Targaryen. Sam mentions he is the one with the right claim on the Iron Throne, not Daenerys Targaryen, but Aegon Targaryen. So, if you liked our video, like and subscribe to our channel for more such contents.